Don't miss the beat, pumping through your stereo. Don't miss the beat, pumping through your stereo. Don't miss the beat, pumping through your stereo. Don't miss the beat, pumping through your stereo.
Excuse me, I'm doing an interview here. So my name's Dan Pritchard, I'm the director of Rent Party, and the original idea came from, I was originally commissioned to do a piece on Langston Hughes, who's a very famous 1920s spoken word artist, and he was a queer black male from the 1920s who did lots of beautiful spoken word poetry. And I found out that he actually wrote these poems about these rent parties, and I was like, oh, what's a rent party? So I researched what a rent party was, and then I asked the question of myself, was like, what would a rent party be like in the 2000s, at the height of austerity? I did the original Rent Party in Manchester, and then it was put as a show that was put forward for the kind of Moving Roots projects, which is 4 different producers in 4 different cities, kind of like creating and co-producing and co-creating work. And I'd done the Manchester one, and what I then wanted to do, and the question that I said to them when they was kind of like interviewing me was, I was like, well, I know what kind of the show in Manchester was like, but what would a rent party be like in Peterborough? What would a rent party be like in Cardiff? What are the stories and unheard voices in those places that I can put on stage and give a voice to and a license to?
So, tonight, for one night only, you guys are going to sponsor a Starving Artist.
Working with Darren is always a delight. I've known him since I was 11. We both went to university together and trained as dancers together, so we've got a lot of history, and also there's a lot of parallels in our both being queer, black, Mancunian, single parent mothers from working class backgrounds. The piece pushes that unapologetic grit, working class and the arts, and then encapsulates it all in what we call now Rent Party.
The Rent Party cast involves new people to Jumped Up, and also people who are telling stories in new ways. It's also got lots of live music in it, and is also created in Peterborough, which we also haven't done for a long time.
It's a telling of 6 different people's stories throughout their life. It might just be an aspect or a moment of their life. But yeah, it's also as well a real deep dive into queer existence and queer living, especially the one for Peterborough.
Yeah, I think it's quite a vulnerable show. I think it's very real. It's not too stagey or like performy. Everybody's very much who they are.
It's so personal to the performers that are in it. Usually you get, well, most of the time you get given a script, a character, and your journey is to kind of learn those lines, whereas as performers, we've really been asked to put our own stamp on it.
It is the only time where I've been asked to talk about myself, your stories, it's your thoughts, even like the whole process is you and the director, or you and the producers and the director, or, you know, every vision is sort of also, you're added into the process.
I'm Nigel Adams, and I am a visual artist based in Rochester. I got involved in the Rent Party because there was a shout out saying if you've got a story to tell and you've got some kind of performing experience. And I thought, well, I've definitely got a story to tell and I've got performing experience. I'm guessing the Rent Party will give me an opportunity to talk about things I want to talk about my life, and to put across some kind of experience of my particular neurodivergent brain.
It has been like quite a big stepping stone in, like, for me in connecting to Wigan, because Like, because we moved here and then we were just in lockdown, connecting to this show has been like, I guess like, it feels like setting my roots down in Wigan.
Everybody at different stages of their life, we've all got stories what have overlapped. I've felt as outside as Jamie has and as outside as Alice has.
I think the show's made a lot of us feel like empowered in ourselves because we are, like I said, we're talking about different things that may be uncomfortable for a lot of people, and it should hopefully empower other people as well by listening to it.
I know that we don't necessarily come from the same backgrounds, but to be able to relate parts of my story with parts of other people's stories, it's kind of given me a view that, you know, there's not just me, we'll be going through the things we've gone through.
Rent Party is really fun and heartbreaking.
It's a celebration of people, it's a celebration of place.
A group of friends on stage.
Some sort of therapeutic story.
Fresh and it's exciting.
Amazing.
A success.
Stereo.